Okay, I'm gonna work on a new project, right? I was just gonna record this. We'll go to, new project, right? When you go to Logic Pro, new project, make sure it's on the PreSonus or whatever device you're using. Input and output device. For me, I like using that. We're gonna just use audio lines in. How many tracks? Well, we'll use a snare, that floor tom that I want to do that funky thing with. We got 2 high toms that match that floor tom, and a bass drum that's not matching, but it's okay. So the snare doesn't match either, but it's okay. So we got 5 mics there. Five should be fine, right? Yeah, don't really need more than that. So we'll do 5 tracks, create. Okay, so now we want to make sure that this input line is input 1, right? Okay, that's good. Input line here is going to be input 2, and then input line here we'll do input 3, and then I know that my 4 is actually going to be input 25 and input 5 is 26. It's kind of weird because what happens is, right, 9 and 10 don't exist. It just jumps to 11. That's what it is. So it's like 9, 10, then it just are there, and then 11 all the way up. And that's why there's 24 inputs, but you have to put 26, 25, and 26. Basically, just the way it works, I guess. Okay, so before I get to like recording this, right? But I have the floor tom here. I got off a cheap CB kit someone, sold me, and you can see that the wrap got damaged there, but it's still cool, silver with the 12 and 13 inch tom to go with that, right? But as you can see on this 12 inch tom, so before we get to recording, I'll show you. This is all bumpy, right? Same as this side, right? And there's something shaking around in there too, right? So beads. There's beads in there. Okay. Anyways, it doesn't really matter, because I'm not even gonna probably take those out. It's not like I need to focus on that today. But can we see? I might have to move back a bit, right? Or move the camera down here. I'll just move the camera down. There. Now you can see what I'm doing here. Aha! We got a heat gun. So you can use a heat gun. It's not really the best thing to do on all skins. I wouldn't recommend it all the time. You do it once or twice, and then that's probably good. Yeah. The more you do it, the more prone it is to snapping the skin because it gets thinner and thinner, right? Okay, let's see the other side. Oh, yeah, there's, right? So we see the one side. I fixed all those bumps. Well, that's pretty good. There's still lots of marks on the skin, but you can see this side still needs work. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so you have to make sure that you evenly distribute the heat. And sometimes it'll buckle up and wrinkle in certain, like a wave area. So I was able to flatten that wave area out, but there's still a couple dents here and there, right? So what I do is sometimes I'll let it cool down a little bit, then I'll give it a good press in the middle, right? Just push down a little bit, right? Okay, so now sometimes I'll be like, oh, the tension rods are loose now, right? So what happens sometimes is it loosens up. So I'll take my, drum key, tighten it up. But, give it like a good 2 twists, 1 twist sometimes. You can feel the tension on your thing. If it's too tight compared to the other ones, you want to crisscross. I mean, some people say, oh, you don't really have to crisscross, but I think it's kind of important to evenly tighten the skin on each corner, right? Because when you're doing this kind of stuff, you want to tighten it up. Oh, there's still a couple dents here, so let's try to, again, see if we can get those dents out. Okay. I think that looks good enough now. It's a lot better, Still have beads in there, but what are you gonna do? There's some stuff on the other one too here, right? Okay. Oh, we have the 13-inch as well. Not as many bumps on this one. At least on this side of the skin. That's good, right? Right? We got the 12-inch, a little higher pitch. And we got the 13-inch. A little lower. Okay, so now what I want to do is take this skin here. Okay, so actually let's first put this together. Okay, so I'll move the camera up a bit again. And then you can see. Okay, so yeah, I got my 24-inch ride there. Like, I moved it out because I got my soul tone ride on my other video I just showed. And I don't know if you can see it over there. Oh, it's right through there, through the symbol. Yeah, my new soul tone ride. Anyways, move it back over here. I moved out my 24-inch Zildjian S ride, and you know, I can use it for other videos and stuff, so it's kind of cool. What I want to do here with this video is use this skin. So this skin was off an old PV that I refurbished. I refurbished an old PV, and yeah, it's kind of, you know, like, I was like, it's funny how PV is actually like an amp. Like, a lot of people know it as amp and amplifiers, and you know, even I have this PV system right here for like for singing, right? So this PV system is for like the PA for our singing and stuff. I got some PV speakers, but it's funny that there's actually PV drum kits. There's actually really cool ones out there. And anyways, I one time I was like, you know, doing that what I just showed you with the skins, and this skin ended up burning a hole because, you know, sometimes you go too close by accident and you just too long in one area, it'll like melt the skin and you're like, ah, crap, I messed that one up because I can't use that anymore. And then this one too, really thin, it thinned it out so much that it's just snapped. But I was thinking, oh, I'll just use this for this example. So I'll drill a hole center in here and then I'll use it. I got this like small hi-hat from like a small miniature, you know, kit for kids type thing, and you know, one of the ones I haven't sold yet. So I was thinking I'll take these cymbals off, and then I'll use the right. I'll use the clutch, right? The and we'll take this clutch and we'll put it on the skin. So as long as the hole is big enough, right? So that's the other thing. I have to make sure I get drill a hole that's big enough. Well, it looks like this one will be a bit small, so I should probably change this with a different one. So I'll take my set and I'll pop out maybe 1132, right? Or 5/16 one maybe. Let's see, how big is this one? 5/16. Yeah, it seems like it's probably going to fit nicely for a 5/16. So let's try that. Okay. Now we have to, probably a good idea to measure it too. So obviously when we have the 16-inch, it's going to be 8-inch across, right? But it's kind of like, if you think about it, it's 16 from the wood rim to the wood rim. So on the inside of this skin, yeah, I can try to like mark it right on the 8. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect center, really. We're not really looking for perfection, are we? Like, I don't know. Okay, so we got this, and then something like that. It's probably about center. I'm not really too concerned. Like I said, doesn't have to be perfect. Just let's try and get it in the center as most as possible. Let's take this. Well, it melted a little bit, then again, it doesn't have to be perfect, like I was saying. So Okay, so we put this in. There we go. Oh, might have to take the nice plastic off. This is good for protecting the cymbal, right? I can use that for another one, or put it back on here, but this, right now I'm not too concerned about that, right? So. I pulled this out and it didn't have legs on it, but I had some legs in another area. So I was able to kind of say, alright, I can put legs on this now with the other legs I have. They all fit. Yep. Okay. We'll put it as high as possible. We're going to have to take off the bottom skin too. So let me just do that. Okay, I'm going to have to bring this down now to match the height of that. Which is good because I don't play my floor tom that high. Might have to match it to be a little level, right? To be pretty straight. We don't really want to angle too much. Huh. I put this on too soon. Alright. I can bring this up a bit. I get some drumsticks. Alright, looky here, I got some Collision 5Bs I'll use, right? So, alright. So I also have this bass drum mic, and I'm going to put it on this bass drum and play a little bit around with this whole kit here. So this bass drum is kind of weird and unique. Let's move this aside for a second. I'll pull the bass drum out. Okay, so this one, I got it cut off someone. Then I dyed it purple, and I put these hinges on it to kind of make it so I can put it together. Kind of weird, right? Okay, so these will hold the toms up, and I did put my own spurs on it, and I got my After the Horizon logo on it, so I'll just take this to gigs sometimes. I put this in front of the bass drums at gigs just quickly, and it kind of it's kind of neat, right? Anyways, I also made it so that I can put this in. Let's put a pillow in it too, right? Let's just throw a pillow in here like this, muffle the sound a little bit. I like my bass drums not to ring so much. I know everyone's like, well, a lot of drummers don't like that idea. There's a lot of people like, oh no, we need to let it ring. And I don't know, it's all personal preference really. Every drummer is it's up to them to do what they want. Okay, now it seems to be all set up, so let's try it.